abilities, and we should also be reading Vishnu Sahasranam. In this way, we can please Bhishma Dev, and by pleasing Bhishma Dev, we'll be able to please Lord as well. So Bhishma Dev, we all know that Bhishma Dev is one of the 12 Mahajanas, and this has been confirmed by one of the Mahajanas himself, who is Yamaraj. So in his discussion with his messengers, Yamaraj quotes the following verse. It is Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 3rd chapter, 21st verse. Swayambhu Narada Shambhu Kumaro Kapilo Manu Prahlado Janako Bhishmo Balirvayasaki Vayam द्वादशैते विजानीमो धर्मं भागवतं भटाः गुह्यं विशुद्धं दुर्बोधं यं ज्ञात्वा मृतमश्नुते. So the translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Brahma, Bhagwan Narada, Lord Shiva, the four Kumaras, Lord Kapila, the son of Devahuti, Swayambhu Manu, Prahlad Maharaj, Janak Maharaj, grandfather Bhishma, Bali Maharaj, Sukadev Goswami, and I myself know the real religious principles. My dear servants, this transcendental religious principle, which is known as Bhagavata Dharma or surrender unto the Supreme Lord and love for Him, is uncontaminated by the material modes of nature. It is very confidential and difficult for ordinary human beings to understand. But if by chance one fortunately understands it, he is immediately liberated and thus he returns home back to Godhead. So here, Yamaraj is telling to his servants, to his messengers, who are the real, the Mahajanas, the one who understand the real religious principle. And he quotes 12 names, starting with Brahma, then Narada, Shiva, Kumara, and then Kapil Muni, Swayambhu Manu, Prahlad Maharaj, Janak Maharaj, Bhishma, Bali Maharaj, Shukadev Goswami, and himself. And he also mentions what is the real religious principle. It is Bhagavata Dharma, and Bhagavata Dharma means, and very very beautifully Prabhupada has written the translation for Bhagavata Dharma. It is surrender unto the Supreme Lord and love for Him, which is uncontaminated by the modes of material nature. And here Yamaraj is telling the nature of this true Bhagavata Dharma. It is very, very, very confidential and very, very difficult to understand. And we see this in our daily lives, that in all our preaching attempts, whenever we try to preach the message of Lord, the message of Lord Chaitanya, just to chant. We are not asking people to do anything else. We are just asking them to chant and to remember Lord in each and every aspect of their life, in each and every activity that they do in their daily lives. And yet we see that even though it is very, very simple, it is very, very easy. And Prabhupada has been quoting this in today's class. His Holiness Vedavyas Swami Maharaj was also saying that this is very, very simple to do. It is basically a no-brainer to chant and to remember Lord. But although it is very simple and it is very easy, it is very difficult for us to understand it and to basically accept it. And if by chance one is able to understand it, Prabhupada writes, that person is immediately liberated and thus he returns home back to Godhead. And the chance is given to us by systematically following the 9 limbs of devotion, starting with Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. And we also require the mercy of Guru, the mercy of senior devotees, and we can do this only if we are associated with devotees, like minded devotees. We keep ourselves in the midst of senior devotees, like minded devotees who are also trying to please Lord by their endeavors. We cannot do this. We can't achieve this just by ourselves. We can't achieve this by keeping ourselves isolated and trying to do bhajan uh, uh, in a solitary manner. But we have to do this in satsanga. So why we should be following Mahajanas has been given to us by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. And in Chaitamrit Madhya Leela, 17th chapter, 186th verse, Mahaprabhu says, Tarko Pratishtha Shutaya Vibhinna Nasa Vrishir Yasya Matam na Bhinnam Dharmasya Tattvam Nihitam Guhayam Mahajano Yena Gata Sapantaha. So in this verse, the translation by Prabhupada writes, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, dry arguments are inconclusive. A great personality whose opinion does not differ from others is not considered a great sage. Simply by studying the Vedas, which are variegated, one cannot come to the right path by which religious principles are understood. The solid truth of religious principles is hidden in the heart of an unadulterated, self realized person. Consequently, as Shastras confirm, one should accept whatever progressive path the Mahajanas advocate. So, here we understand that just by following some religious principles, just by following some uh, routine endeavor, like some karma kandi yajnas, or just by dry speculation, we will not be able to please Lord. Here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also says that a great personality is one whose opinion is differing from others. If it is the same, that person is not a great personality. That person, we say that वो भेड़ की चाल चलते हैं, मतलब uh, wherever the flock goes, the person goes with the flock. But a great personality is the one who whose opinion is different from the others, and whose opinion is as per the teachings given by Mahajanas. So whatever path the Mahajanas have advocated, that path, one who follows that path and one who presents opinions, his or her opinions, as per the religious principles established by Mahajanas, is considered to be a great personality. So we are getting a very beautiful chance to read the glories of Bhishma Deva, especially the passing away of Bhishma Deva. His life has been a life in pain. We know the story of Bhishma Dev. We know the kind of tapasya that he has done, and in his final moments, the kind of glories that he has sung for Lord, it is incomparable. So let us take this chance to read more about Bhishma Dev and to sing his glory. I'm going to start first chapter. I think someone has to read. Okay. Am I audible now? Hare Krishna. Mataji, am I audible now?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
Yes, Mataji. So let's start reading the chapter. We will read the verse, we will read the translation, and we will discuss the purport. So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् शृण्वतां स्वकथा कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तन हृदयन्तस्थो भद्राणि विधिनोति सुहत्सतां नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। प्रभुपाद की जय। सूत उवाच इति भित इति इति भृत प्रजाद्रोहात् सर्वधर्मविवित्सया ततो विनशं ततो विनशनं प्रागाद् यत्र देवव्रतोपतत्। So Sutta Goswami, translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: Sutta Goswami said, being afraid for having killed so many subjects on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Maharaj Yudhishthir went to the scene of the massacre. There, Bhishma Dev was lying on a bed of arrows about to pass away. So we know that Bhishma Dev has has the blessing of Ichha Mrityu. So he can pass away whenever he wants. So he is lying on the bed of arrows. Let's see the purport. Prabhupada writes, in this ninth chapter, as it is willed by Lord Shri Krishna, Bhishma Dev will impart instructions to King Yudhishthir on the subject of occupational duties. Bhishma Dev will also offer his last prayer to the Lord on the verge of passing away from this mortal world and thus become liberated from the bondage of further material engagements. Bhishma Dev was endowed with the power of leaving his material body at will, and his lying down on the bed of arrows was his own choice. This passing away of the great warrior attracted the attention of all the contemporary elites, and all of them assembled there to show their feelings of love, respect, and affection for the great soul. So here, Yudhishthir Maharaj is going to Bhishma Dev to get his instructions, to get his advice on ruling the kingdom. So this is post the Mahabharat battle. Once the battle has concluded, Yudhishthir Maharaj is assessing the damage that has been that, that has taken place during the entire battle, and he is trying, and he is very morose, and he is trying to go to Bhishma Dev to offer his prayers and to get his blessings. तदा ते भ्रातरः सर्वे यदश्वै स्वर्णभूषितैः अन्वगच्छन् रथैर्विप्रा व्यासधौ व्यासधौम्यादयस्तथा. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. At that time, all his brothers followed him on beautiful chariots drawn by first class horses decorated with gold ornaments. With them were Vyasa and rishis like Dhaumya, the learned priest of the Pandavas, and others. So here, Prabhupada has written in the previous purport that when Bhishma Dev was about to leave his body, all great personalities had come to offer their feelings, the feelings of love, feelings of respect and affection to that great soul. And we know in the later verses, Prabhupada has written who all had come to see to meet Bhishma Dev, and Bhishma Dev has attracted the attention of many great souls. We see in this verse as well that the first name to be mentioned along with the Pandavas is Vyasa Muni. So Vyasa and Rishi like Dhaumya, very great rishis have come to take darshan and to offer their feelings to Bhishmadev. The next verse. भगवानपि विप्रेर्ष रथेन स धनञ्जयः स तैर् स तैर्व्यरोचत नृपः कुबेर इव गुह्यकैः. Translation. O sage amongst the Brahmanas, O sage among the Brahmanas, Lord Shri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, also followed, seated on a chariot with Arjuna. Thus, King Yudhishthir appeared very aristocratic, like Kuvera surrounded by his companions, the Guhyakas. Purport. Lord Sri Krishna wanted the Pandavas to be present before Bhishma Deva in the most aristocratic order so that he might be pleased to see them happy at the time of his death. Kuvera is the richest of all the demigods, and herein King Yudhishthir appeared like him, Kuvera, for the procession along with Sri Krishna was quite appropriate to the royalty of King Yudhishthir. So here, Lord Krishna, Prabhupada is telling us, is teaching us how to greet senior devotees, how to greet elders within the family as well, and how to basically present ourselves whenever we are in midst of seniors. So here, uh, Bhishma Deva, the lifelong lifelong ichha of Bhishma Deva. He wanted to see the Pandavas happy. He wanted to see the Pandavas well situated. But because of his obligations, because of his kingly, the aristocratic duties, he was not able to do so. He was not able to mend the ways of the Kauravas or Dhritarashtra. He tried, but he failed in his attempts. And at this final moment, Lord, Lord knew, being the Paramatma in everyone's heart, Lord knew what Bhishma Deva's the final ichha was. So he wanted to see Pandavas happy. So Lord Krishna made all the Pandavas dress very properly in a very aristocratic way and took them in front of Bhishma Deva so that he might be pleased when he is about to pass. The next verse. दृष्ट्वा निपत दृष्ट्वा निपतितिं भूमौ दिव्यश् दिव्यश्च्युतम् इवामरम् प्रणेमु पाण्डवा भीष्मं सानुगा स सह चक्रिणा. Translation: seeing him, Bhishma, lying on the ground like a demigod fallen from the sky, Pandava King Yudhishthir, along with his young brothers and Lord Krishna, bowed down before him. Purport: Lord Krishna was a younger cousin of Maharaj Yudhishthir, as well as the intimate friend of Arjuna. But all the family members of Pandavas knew Lord Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead. The Lord, although conscious of his supreme position, always behaved in a humanly custom, and so he also bowed down before the dying Bhishma Deva as if he were one of the younger brothers of King Yudhishthir. The Lord played his role perfectly. He pretended to be a human just to confuse others so that not all come to Lord. And uh, he basically being the younger brother of younger cousin of Maharaj Yudhishthir, he also bowed down once the elder brother bows down to anyone. The younger brothers also have to bow down to the same personality. We have seen this even in the example of Ram and Lakshmana. We are seeing this in the case of Pandavas. So whatever the elder brother opts, the elder brother is considered to be like the father, and Maharaj Yudhishthir was the father, was a fatherly figure to his younger brothers. So Lord as well, Lord being the younger cousin, because Kunti Devi was the sister of Vasudev, so he also bowed down uh, to Bhishma Deva. But here, Prabhupada has also mentioned a very beautiful thing that amongst all in that battlefield, only the Pandavas were aware of Lord's supreme position. All the Pandavas, not just Arjun, Yudhishthir, Bhim, Nakul, Sahadev, and Arjun as well. And even Kunti Maharani, we know the Kunti Maharani prayers, how beautifully she has sung prayers to Lord. Even Bhishma Dev knew who Lord Krishna was, what was his original position. Although he was the charioteer of Arjuna, others in the Kauravas clan, in the Kauravas army, saw Krishna as only the charioteer, maybe the king of Dwarka, maybe the leader of the Narayani Sena, but they were not aware of Lord's original position. So here, Prabhupada writes that everyone in the Pandavas and also Bhishma Deva knew who Lord was. The last verse for today, and then we'll stop. We'll read 5 verses every day so that we can cover this chapter. There are 49 verses in this chapter, and we'll cover this chapter in 10 days. Maybe in the middle, we'll be able to cover the glories, the stuti of Bhishma Deva. It starts from verse number 32, I suppose. 32, Itimati, yeah, Bhishma Deva. It starts 32 verse and it ends at around 42. There are 11 verses. Yes, 11 verses. So 11 verses from 32 or 42 onwards, that is Bhishma Stuti. So if possible, on first, we'll try to come to verse number 32. So the last verse for today. Tatra brahmarshaya sarve देवर्षयश्च शतं देवर्षयश्च शतं राजर्षयश्च तत्रासन् द्रष्टुं भरतपुङ्गवम्. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Just to see the chief of the descendants of King Bharata, that is Bhishma Deva, all the great souls in the universe, namely the rishis amongst demigods, that is Devarshya, Brahmanas, rishis among Brahmanas, Brahmarshis, and the rishis amongst the kings, Rajarshis, all situated in the quality of goodness, were assembled there. So we know there are three kinds of rishis. There are Devarshi, there are Brahmarshi, and there are Rajarshis. So all the Brahmarshis, all the Devarshis, and all the Rajarshis had come there. Those who were in the quality of goodness, they had come there to take darshan of Bhishma Deva. But the rishis are those who have attained perfection by spiritual achievements. Such spiritual achievements can be earned by all, whether one is a king or a mendicant. Bhishma Deva himself was also one of the Brahma rishis and the chief of the descendants of King Bharata. All rishis are situated in the quality of goodness, all of them assembled there on hearing the news of the great warrior's impending death. So we know Bhishma Dev was waiting for Uttarayan. We are currently in Dakshinayan. The sun is traveling in the southern hemisphere, and as per Lord's instructions in Bhagavad Gita, we know that whichever soul passes away in the Uttarayan stage, that soul gets liberated, but this doesn't apply for Vaishnavas. We have to be very very aware that this doesn't apply to Vaishnavas. This applies to yogis. The yogi who is trying to perform Ashtanga yoga and to perform various kinds of tapasyas, sacrifices to please Lord, tries to leave his or her body in the Uttarayan stage, in the Shukla Paksha, and maybe on good tithis. But but devotees of Lord automatically, whenever they leave their body or whenever they appear, that itself becomes a tithi. So we should not be confusing ourselves, or we should not be asking Lord for making us leave our bodies in such manner. Whenever Lord chooses to call us back, that will be a good opportunity for us to perform more devotion. So we have also seen this in the example of various what do you say various devotees in our line. For example, recently we have celebrated the disappearance of Prabhupada. Currently, it is Dakshinayana. So we should not be doing aparad in saying that because Prabhupada has disappeared in Dakshinayana, he is not a yogi. This is not a good understanding. Lord is basically telling this that Uttarayan stage is better for yogis, because those who are not following bhakti yoga, those who are following karma yoga or hatha yoga or ashtanga yoga, they have to basically time their disappearance in a proper manner so that they get the next birth according to the kind of yoga that they have done and then get the opportunity. But for devotees, for pure devotees like Prabhupada, for pure devotees, there are so many disappearances going to come till the Makar Sankranti. So, for all those devotees, this doesn't apply. So we have seen that all the Devarshis, all the Brahmarshis, and all the Rajarshis have appeared, have assembled over there to pay their obeisances, to pay their respects to Bhishma Deva. And Prabhupada himself has written that Bhishma Deva himself is Brahmarshi. So all of them have appeared and assembled, and they are standing along with Pandavas, along with Lord, to pay their respects to Bhishma Dev. In the next following verses, we are going to see the interaction. We are going to see the names of various devotees, various rishis who have assembled over there. We are going to see the discussion between Yudhishthir Maharaj. He is going to express his heart to Bhishma Deva. He's going to say how much sad he is, and then Bhishma Dev will then start his glories on Lord Krishna. He will explain why the Pandavas have won. He will explain the true nature of Lord. He will pay his obeisances to the Lord, and finally, at the end of this, he will pass. He will achieve his disappearance. So I I pay my respects to Bhishma Deva. Let us all pay our respects to Bhishma Deva. Let us all increase our sadhana. Final days of Kartik. We generally say that Kartik is the month where we gain weight. Yes, that is true, but we should also be gaining some spiritual weight, not just material weight. I am trying to lose my material weight in trying to gain some spiritual weight. So I pray to all the devotees that you kindly include me in your prayers. Kindly read Vishnu Suti these 5 days, and let's all read Vishnu Sahasranam as well. So Hare Krishna. If I have made any committed any offenses, kindly you can just pray for me. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for so wonderful class.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna, Mataji.
पितामह की जय हो, श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय हो.
Mataji, can we end the class now?
Yes, Prabhuji. I think we should.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.